Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's time for my town hall, and I'm a little late. It's a little cold outside, and I lost track of time. I didn't realize it was time to go live. So, anyways, welcome. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, and I'm a candidate for president, but I have to talk about that for a second. Anyway, welcome to my town hall and campaign update. So I have been mulling over a couple of things that have come to my attention lately, and I'm not sure, but how can I say this? I don't know. I guess I'm not ready to make an announcement yet. So I still have my lawsuit pending with the Supreme Court. That's number one. And so I am not conceding the election yet because there's a lot of fraud in the election system in the United States. With that said, I don't mind the things that Donald Trump is doing. I think, he's got a team working with him, and they seem to be making some good first decisions. It could be that down the road I won't agree with him, but I am okay with what I've heard so far. I don't know about this AI thing that he's got planned, but all they talked about was combining medical histories. I don't know what happened to the privacy of medical history and why that is suddenly okay to do that. But yeah, we need medical reform anyways, but I don't know if this is the correct way to go. Yeah. So anyways, but let me get back to the conceding the election. I'm not going to concede just yet because I still have that lawsuit pending. I was just in West Virginia and I picked up my mail and I don't have anything back from my lawsuit. So I can only assume that everything is still on hold and they're doing investigations. So, so that's where I am. I do need to report a couple of things to the FBI and CIA, possibly, and then I'll know more and feel comfortable that everybody has the information they need about different things. And I recommend that if you know of anything seriously wrong where you live in the United States, that you should report it to. There are websites for this. They have a tips page where you can leave your information and let them know what's going on. Then it's really cold, so I had to come in. I was just briefly out to pick up, I needed a pen. So I went out to my RV to get a pen and a few other things. And I was just out there maybe 5 minutes outside. I'm in Ohio right now, and it is so cold here. Within those 5 minutes, my fingers started to freeze. So I'm happy to be in a motel right now, and that's lucky for me. Yeah. I will say that this is probably the last campaign I'm going to do. I will switch my my gears to working specifically with helping the people directly rather than trying to run for public office. I tried on this public office hat, and it is not the best fit for me. I'm just not an extrovert. And it could be that the job needs to be an extrovert, and that's just not me. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll keep you up to date about how I think Donald Trump is doing, President Trump. I'm a bit concerned, and I'd like to talk to him about, why he didn't put his hand on even the Constitution. And, he said it was nice in the rotunda there, but I think the Constitution is actually in a different building. So if you're being sworn in, you might want to go to that building, to where the Constitution is, and do it like that. But anyways, so I have Sheikh Yakumar J watching. I'm going to try to bring him on if he wants. Town hall. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how Facebook works. It doesn't always work. Okay, I guess maybe he doesn't want to come on screen. Or maybe there's a delay of some sort. So yeah, anyway, Donald Trump did take the oath of office. Like I said, he didn't put his hand on anything, which I guess technically he doesn't have to. But I would have felt more comfortable if he was at least in the building where the Constitution was, because I think a president should actually swear with their hand on the Constitution. I'm a little bit of a traditionalist there. So the fact that he mentioned God, I don't know. I have some concerns about that, because we don't know which God he's talking about. And so anyway, I'm going to be keeping a close eye, and I'm going to keep my updates, on Wednesdays and Sundays, and give you my take on what is happening, how I see it, and things of that nature. Yeah. Then we're having like a super freeze and a super snowy time all over the country right now. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I love it. We're breaking cold records, so we're now in the no longer global warming moment, which I guess maybe is a good sign that it's not 100% always global warming. But we'll have to see. So yeah, I will say sometimes these presidents seem to feel like they have a blank check and they can write all sorts of billions and lots of zeros on numbers. And so I am concerned with the price tag of this new AI thing that he wants to do. But maybe he'll just cause inflation everywhere. And then, we'll all end up in poverty. That could be. Maybe that's the plan. A real separation of, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So I hope that's not the case, but who knows? Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But the Supreme Court does have that document, so perhaps they can do something once with it. I don't know that either. Then as far as further campaigning, I guess once the weather gets a little warmer, I'm going to take down some of my information on my RV and put up some new motivational things to get motivated in life and focus on that. I am really, pro peace, not only between countries, but between men and women. And I don't know, I've met a lot of women who are being oppressed, and this needs to stop. I'm very concerned for women. I mean, they also often do their own oppression, and it might be time to start getting stronger, ladies, and making your will known, not being caught in a cycle of abuse, you know, basically. But that'll be my next focus. I want to learn more about orgasmic birth and the birthing process. You know, a lot of women, when we are almost due or whatever, when labor birthing is imminent, when it's about to happen, a lot of women say their water broke, their water broke, their water broke. But, you know, with my daughter, I also thought my water broke. And then I get to the hospital and they said, no, my amniotic sac was still intact. So I recently realized that there's this squirting function that deep inside of our uterus, or inside, not our uterus, inside our vagina, which is the birth canal, that that happens if it gets squished or pushed in some way. Lots of liquid comes out, and so it's like liquid to sort of lubricate and clean the vagina. So I think that's what's happening. The baby drops down into place and then pushes on that little button inside the vagina, and then suddenly the water starts, the liquid flows out and cleans the vagina and liquidates, you know, it causes lubrication so that the birth can happen. And it can happen clean, and it can happen in a easy way because it's lubricated then. So I think, you know, a lot of people think that that part is actually for intercourse, but I'm going to say no, it's for birth. It's that moment when women are about to give birth, you know, when they first realize labor has begun. It's the first stage of labor. The baby moves into place, that gets activated, and women say, oh, I think my sac broke, or my water broke. So that's the water breaking thing. It's actually for birth. It's not really for intercourse, although I suppose it could be used for intercourse, but it's really for birthing processes. And that's that moment when you say, oh, my water broke. So anyway, that's sort of the area where I want to go next, because I think, you know, men have been in charge of birthing for, in the US anyways, for about 100 years, 150 years now. And I don't think that they know exactly what they're doing. And women, I think we need to take charge again. We need to start using doulas and midwives, and we need to go back a little bit to pre-medicine time, because I think we're making a big mess of something that is actually supposed to be quite possibly even pleasurable rather than painful. Somehow it became painful. So yeah, this is going to be sort of where I'm moving, to make peace with women and the birthing process. And I'm actually, you know, not so sure that every man should be in the birthing room. I mean, some men can withstand seeing their wife, you know, and blood and everything, the things that are involved in birth. But I don't think every man can. And I don't think we should force every man to be involved. I think it really has to, the man has to know what he wants if he can be involved. You know, like I said, I don't think birth has to be painful. I think that was a Hollywood setup, and suddenly we were told birth is painful. I know for a while during the 60s, some mothers were giving birth by being unconscious. So they would just basically induce labor and pull the baby out, I guess. I don't know. So I don't really know what is going on in our life, in the birthing process. I don't know how we got from possibly a pleasurable thing to what it is today, which is extremely painful and scary. It only became painful and scary when we started letting men help and when we started doing it in the hospitals. So I think we need doulas and we need midwives and we need to go back to a previous way of birthing. I think that's one of the first things that really needs to be addressed, because we got a whole bunch of people doing crazy things now, and it's all not necessary. Yeah. Campaign-wise, I guess I gotta do my FEC filing. I don't know if I'm on time or late at this point, but I know I need to do one, maybe even two, and get those out of the way. I might go ahead and close down my account for the presidency because, like I said, I'm not going to be running anymore. This was the last time. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be an influencer on the political spectrum. It just means I'm not going to run for office anymore. It's not in my character to do that. And, you know, I tried 2 times now. And I found all this fraud in the system, and the politicians aren't listening anyways. So, yeah, I have to go about it in a different way. But that's where that is. There is someone watching, but they're not asking any questions. I tried to bring them on screen. They didn't want to come on screen. So I guess I'll somewhat switch my processes back to healing women and back into the arts again. So anyway, I don't really have much more to say at this time, so I'm gonna head off and do that and start moving forward in another direction. And you know, I'm still available if the Supreme Court wants to act. I have not conceded the election, so I'm still available if that's needed. Okay, so that's my news for now. I wish you a safe, warm place to be during all this crazy weather we're having. And that's about it. Thank you for stopping by. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, a candidate for president, a mother, and an artist. And if you want to find out more about my lawsuit, I just made a video a couple of days ago about it, where I read it, in fact, so you can listen to it. Then I have my original one that's online, where you can, I think, sign in and go look at that too a little bit. And then if you want to go to my website, susan4usa.com, you can, and there you will also find a little bit about my lawsuit and how I'm working for you. So I guess at this point I should also thank anyone who did vote for me. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that there's so much corruption in the U.S. system that it could be that your vote didn't get counted like mine didn't get counted. But let's see. Let's see if change will come once. So that's my news. Stay warm. Peace. Have a good day. Bye.